My first question to you is, how did you hear about the Supply Chain Operations Reference Model, SCOR, and the Supply Chain Council?
In 2003, our client, which works in the Department of Defense, has been trying to manage its different transformational initiatives. Corporately, the decision was made that SCOR was going to be one of the tools they use. So the client said, learn more about SCOR. So we registered with the Supply Chain Council, we got our material, and we went to work.
Now you've gone through the SCOR courses and you've been using it professionally, how do you think it's important to have a process reference model for supply chain processes?
In our industry, clients are always telling us that we're different, that may have worked in industry, but that really won't work here. Well, the supply chain operations reference model allows us to take a standard framework and a standard approach to different businesses and describe them the same way. That's repeatable, it's proven, and it works.
The description is the process, metrics, and practices. What's the most important feature of those for your work right now?
Right now, the ability to simply describe ourselves in a standard way. The organizations are large, there's a lot of culture that comes with that, and simply settling on a common language has helped us tremendously.
I want to just talk for a minute about how SCOR helps link different supply chains for an end-to-end view.
Absolutely. My client owns what is largely one of the most complex supply chains in the world. Not only is it large and complex in its own right, it's also connected to a number of other large and complex supply chains. The ability to link all of those together really helps us describe how we go from raw materials all the way to finished products to the clients or the customers that need them.
How have you used SCOR model with your clients?
There was a point in time where the client recognized they needed to look at an enterprise-wide solution, a technical solution. How they would apply it to their business, however, was another matter. They knew they needed one, but they couldn't figure out how they were going to use it or what they were going to do with it. We used the SCOR model to describe how they did business, and then took the solution and mapped that to the SCOR model, kind of linking the solution to their process. It really opened their eyes to describing what they do, how it would be enabled, and also identified a number of gaps, things they don't do.
Tell us about the certification testing process. How did you prepare for the tests?
Well, I registered for the test online, received the study guide about a week later, and I studied the different materials from the SCOR framework training and the implementation training, using the guide as a guide to focus what I was doing. I studied for about 2 to 3 hours a week leading up to the test for about 3 or 4 weeks.
You took the certification after you had the implementation and framework class. How much time was there between the class and the test?
My first class was the framework class. From that class, it was a year, and I took the implementation training, and about a year after that I took the test.
Was there a problem with that big a gap, or would you have done it differently?
No, there really wasn't. I think some of the experience that I gained from working with the model, some of the real world experience in addition to the academic experience, and all those things combined were really helpful and helped me pass the test.
How long and difficult was the test for you?
For me, I was done in an hour and a half. The testing process allows 2 hours.
Did the test cover all the SCOR concepts, all the implementation concepts? Was there anything,
It was a comprehensive test. It wasn't something that you would pass by simply going to the 2 classes and taking the test. You needed to have a pretty good understanding of what SCOR was all about, what a supply chain's all about, and you had to put in your time.
Now that you're certified, do you feel this is going to bring a benefit to you personally?
This is going to be very beneficial to me. It helps my clients recognize me as someone they can come to for answers to big picture supply chain issues. It also helps colleagues identify me as someone that they can turn to with help in answering some of those same questions for their clients.
What benefit is going to accrue to your client in your engagements?
There are a number of folks out there passing themselves off as supply chain experts, and they may be supply chain experts. They don't understand the SCOR model. Understanding the SCOR model is important in that it allows us to communicate, to collaborate. I like to use the terms define, measure, and improve the way we do a supply chain work. The Supply Chain Council credential, the SCOR-P credential, identifies me as someone who can help work through those scenarios, and they can count on me to answer the question accurately and correctly.
What benefit is going to bring your employer?
In the consulting business, it's important that we distinguish ourselves in the marketplace. Having the SCOR-P credential will help us distinguish ourselves when it comes to supply chain related opportunities.
What are your thoughts on the SCOR-P certification and how it can become, wider used, and what the global impact's going to be?
Well, I think the impact over time, and I don't mean a lot of time, will be huge. The SCOR model is continuing to proliferate and be used by more and more companies around the world. As that happens, I can see a day where the SCOR-P certification credential, if you will, is held on par with the Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, the APIC certifications, and other credentials of that nature. Absolutely. We've got supply chain it's a global economy, right? We've got global supply chain partners. The more I can count on a global supply chain partner to understand what the SCOR model is all about, it helps us all.